Hey HBA fans, this is your Government Relations Manager, Evan Lukadakis, and I'm here to give you an update on how home building in Orleans Parish is about to change big time. Last week, the New Orleans City Council took a giant step backwards by passing mandatory inclusionary zoning. For the past few years, we've prevented this policy from being implemented because it's been tried across the country and its results are weak and harmful. Straight up, we didn't want to see it used here because we know it will slow down building and economic development. I've talked to our builders and developers about what they would do if this passed, and they said that they'll just build in surrounding parishes. For home builders, New Orleans is notoriously known for being difficult to do business with, and now they've just made things worse. So what's actually on the books, you ask? Well, the rules you'll have to follow are based on where you're building, which are separated into three categories: core, strong, and transitional districts. And to be clear, the neighborhoods included in these districts haven't been finalized yet. But I can give you a good idea of what will ultimately be mapped out. First, in core zones, which will most likely include just the CBD and French Quarter, strong zones will be neighborhoods like Mid-City, Lakeview, the Garden District, areas with a strong real estate market. And then lastly, transitional zones will be neighborhoods that are, well, not strong and generally viewed as less desirable. Okay, now here are the rules to abide by. If you're building new or substantially renovating 10 or more units in the core district, then you'll be forced to hold 10% of those at below market rate for 99 years. Moving down, if you're building or renovating 10 or more units in the strong districts, then you have to hold 5% of your units at below market rate for 99 years. And then lastly, in the transitional district, you have the option to volunteer yourself into the inclusionary zoning program because those markets are the weakest in the city. Now with this mandate, you are given a few incentives which are supposed to make doing this mandate a little more bearable, but from the conversations I've had with our builders and developers, these incentives aren't going to help them recoup the cost of holding their new units at below market rate for 99 years. Flat out, this government regulation is going to hamstring new development in New Orleans. But let's look at the bright side. This all could have been a lot worse if we didn't participate in the conversation and advocate against mandatory IZ. We've had countless meetings with city council members, testified at every city planning commission, and every city council meeting where this was being debated. So we advocated the hell out of it. And by the way, this policy is going to be in full effect next year. So I guess get your building permits done now, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, that's all for now. I'll keep y'all updated on how this evolves because at the moment, this ordinance only sets up the framework for the policy. But some key changes like where the districts are mapped out could happen within the coming months. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below and I'll be happy to answer. And as always, thank you for listening.